Commissioner Richard Worley is joining us this morning. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Always good to have you. We're coming and doing this show a day after July 4th, July 5th right now. We're taping this. Not bad, again, for another big event in Baltimore.
No, the men and women of BPD did a fabulous job last night. I was out most of the night down at the harbor, and we probably had more people there than we've had pre-COVID, since before COVID started. And there was a lot of people out, and people were having a good time.
It's always good to see big events, whether it is July 4th, Orioles games right now. I mean, they're packed to the gills there, and then CFG Bank Arena, it's like they're printing money there so when people go. It is good to see people come back in the city, and part of that, I think, is due to the perception of safety these days.
I agree. The numbers are looking really good through the first 6 months. We finished off last year in a pretty good place with homicides, even though one is too many. We were down over 60 last year, and we're headed that direction again this year, and hopefully we can continue through the remainder of the year.
You're highlighting some of these numbers, and you do daily numbers, and we could see a huge change when we went day to day, but I'm guessing year to year right now, we're 6 months in. What do you think so far from what you've seen?
I'm extremely happy with the men and women, the job that everyone is doing in the BPD, along with our federal, state, and local partners and our mayor's office, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement. We work hand in hand with our group violence reduction strategy, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons. And then our men and women are solving cases quicker and faster and a better rate than we have in years. Our homicide rate is almost up to 70% clearance.
Wow.
And our non-fatal shooting rate is over 40% when it was in the 20s last year. And I think that's from the partnerships with the state's attorney's office and the great work that every one of our federal, state, and local partners are doing. But our men and women have done a fabulous job, especially with record staffing shortages.
And sometimes we talk about the worst of the crimes, but there's some, I guess, quality of life crimes as well that sounds like also some of that neighborhood policing is at least getting a little bit of a handle on.
Yes, the biggest thing there is I think we're getting a lot of cooperation from the community. We're getting a lot of tips. We're getting a lot of different things where they just call up and they're calling and giving us more information than they have in the past. And our officers are out walking more foot, so they're getting out of the cars and they're walking more and they're getting to know the neighborhoods. And that's the way we're gonna get our way out of this, is not through arrests, it's through building community partnerships again.
Sure. I remember my grandma lived on Pressbury Street, knew the officer by name who walked through there. How much does that change what a neighborhood thinks of the police force? Does it help these days?
Yes, I think it helps a great deal, because if you know the officer's name and you know that you can connect with them, like they just see us now in cars, and if we go from call to call, but if you know the officer and you know, okay, well, like for me, I like baseball, so people know I like baseball, and if you get to know the officer, what his likes are, he has kids, or she has kids, it's something there's a connection there that you can feel like hey, that's not just the officer, that's Rich or someone else that I got to know that is just a regular person just like us. He just happens to wear a badge for a living.
Yeah, one tough part, getting more people to join you behind the badge.
Yes.
What can we do to convince some folks that this is a good career for them?
I think we're doing a ton, but it's just really tough throughout the country. The defund the police movement in 2020 really hurt law enforcement because police were villainized for a year or more, and now it just turned people off of the profession, where we used to have people just join the profession because they wanted to be police. And those people are still coming, but some people that were kind of on the fence whether they wanted to do it or not have just been turned off. But the tide's turning. It's a circular thing, and things are starting to come back. Officers are starting to come back, and the problem now is you're fighting every single agency in the state and the country for the same core group of people that want to be police officers.
Tell me real quick, because we got about a minute left, solving some of these cases, because you talked about the clearance rate. Is that the holistic approach in effect that's making that happen? Or is there a different approach now that you're able to clear some of these homicides?
No, I think the fact that, well, first of all, I think we have the best homicide unit in the country. Those men and women work tirelessly, and they take it personal every time someone is murdered and they get the case, because they're the only ones that can provide closure for the family. And the fact that we've got a really good state's attorney that's working with us, we're able to get charges, and the state's attorney's office and us, we work together hand in hand on these cases to make sure we not only get a clearance, but we also get a conviction. And I think we're seeing more and more of those, but we couldn't do any of it if it wasn't for the community being out there supporting us, giving us tips, and one of the biggest thing is technology, cameras,
yeah. They're everywhere.
LPR units,
Yeah.
and just the hard work of the men and women. I haven't seen so many in years that where we've actually solved a crime a day after it occurred.
Wow.
And some of it just by our officers, not just being in the right place at the right time, but that goes back to deployment, but also the way they respond to things and the way they look for things as the suspect is leaving the area. We've gotten multiple cars where suspects were fleeing the area and we caught them before they could get away.
Wow.
So the men and women are doing a fabulous job.
Not an easy job, they do it.
No, it's not.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Good
Thank
to see you.
Yep.